Times I'll go back to food again. How many times have you been going to lunch or about to go to dinner with somebody and you say, all right, listen, man, I'm hungry, super hungry. Hey, where you want to go eat at? And they're like, I don't even care, I'm hungry too. You're like, well, listen, we got Outback Steakhouse, we got Ruth Chris right there, we can go right here to Qdoba's, we can go over here to Popeye's Chicken if you want to. Where you want to go? I'm down for whatever, I eat everything. So y'all go back and forth about where you want to go. And then you end up just going home making something because y'all have been riding around for too long and ain't figured it out. How many times have you ever been in a situation where you're going back and forth with somebody just about a lunch or a dinner? Right? Now I want you to think about it like this. Why do you think two people riding in a vehicle would volley the ball back and forth about where you want to go eat? Why do you think no one is willing to make the decision?
They're trying to be polite.
Trying to be polite? They don't want to make the wrong decision. So out of fear of making the wrong decision, two individuals will pass the ball back and forth about where to go spend $7, $8 for lunch. Now imagine when it comes to a $20, $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, $80,000 buying decision of a vehicle. If they worried about making the wrong decision on an $8 lunch, imagine being afraid of making the wrong decision on a $30,000 vehicle. Okay? And that's real. Because they like the sports car, they like the luxury. Man, that minivan has space. Information overload. Why? Because the sales rep showed them 2 or 3 at one time. And out of fear of making the wrong decision, will make none. So you have to make it easy on your customers, which means that you minimize how often they have to make a decision too soon. So we talk about the greeting, which is why when you greet someone, you don't ask, would you like to come inside? Why do you believe I would say you should never ask, would you like to come inside? Right. Now, would you like to come inside a closed or an open-end question?
Open. Closed.
Why is it considered closed?
Because you gave them the option to say no.
Right. It minimizes the conversation. A closed-end question is one where the only logical response is yes or no. That's why it's called closed, because it minimizes the communication. Yes, no. Boom, we're done. In a selling situation, the only time you should ever ask a closed-end question is when you know the only logical response is what? Yes. And I'll give you an example. Let's just say you're showing somebody a vehicle and it has great safety features. Airbags, more airbags in it than any other mid-sized vehicle of its kind, right? So you might say, hey, this vehicle here, it comes equipped with more airbags than any other mid-sized vehicle of its kind. So what this means is if you and your children are riding in the vehicle, and let's just say some unforeseen tragedy occurs when somebody runs a stop sign and collides with your vehicle, it increases the likelihood of you and all of your family members making it home in one piece. And I'm sure if you and your loved ones are riding in this vehicle, you want to make sure everybody makes it home alive and well, don't you? Now that's a closed-end question where the only logical response is what? Yes. What's somebody going to say? I want to make sure almost everybody don't make it home. That'd be retarded, right? So when you ask a closing question, make sure the only logical response is yes. Now let's flip that, okay, to the open-end question. Now, an open-end question is one that where you ask it, it forces the customer to engage you in dialogue, in conversation. Remember this one phrase: good salespeople practice what to say, great ones practice what to ask. Okay? So if I present that same option with the airbags to them, right? And let's just say I'd rather ask an open-ended question rather than a closed-end question. So I went through showing them, hey, these airbags, this mid-sized vehicle comes equipped with more airbags than any other mid-sized vehicle of its kind. Which means that if some unforeseen incident happens and somebody runs a traffic light or runs a stop sign and collides with you and your family, it increases the likelihood that you and your family will make it home in one piece and safely. Now, how do you feel about you and your family? How do you feel that will benefit you and your family with having this type of safety features as far as in this vehicle? Now, when I ask them, how do you feel that would help your family? You can't say yes or no to that. You have to respond to me with how you feel about it. Now, why do you think I would ask a customer, how do you feel about something rather than how you think?
Because they'll be selling the vehicle to themselves.
Right, but think about the question I just asked. Why do you think I say, hey, how do you feel this vehicle will benefit you and your family with all of these safety features? Or, what do you think about this vehicle being able to protect you and your family with all these safety features? Why do you think I said, how do you feel versus What do you think? You say it again?
be emotional based rather than statistical.
You want it to be emotionally based. You know why? Because remember we talked earlier, a lot of crazy things go on in this mind of ours. And remember this one thing, you have no idea of the intelligence of the person that's coming into the store. They got a 6th grade education, 8th grade, 12th grade, or some college. You don't know. And so when you ask somebody, hey, what do you think about this? You're coming from a logical, analytical standpoint. And when people make a buying decision, they make it based off 90% emotion and back it up with 10% logic. The fact that you're watching this video lets me know that you and I both know that what you hear, you can feel it. And when you hear it, it just makes sense. And if you think this makes sense, there's a link that's in the description. And what it's going to do, it's going to give you access to all the tools that I share with people that are earning $80, $90, $100,000 a year from the ages of 20 all the way up to 70. And it's all available for you. Just click the link in the description. And I'm so confident in it that I would just like you to go over and look. And another thing is you and I can work together. You go over and check that out and you realize, like hundreds of other people realize the value in it. Once you get started, you'll get an email from me within 24 hours, setting up yours and my phone call, and you and I gonna rock this thing out together and work together. And that's in the description. But I'm Brian Maxwell, over and out.